20. Hidden places in the USA that tourists can't visit. We've all heard the stories, places that no one is allowed to visit. Cities closed off to the public, remote islands, locked up facilities, and underground bunkers so secretive that even the government doesn't want us anywhere near them. These aren't tourist destinations. These are forbidden places hiding in plain sight across the United States. Want to know which ones? Stay tuned, because some of these will shock you. And no, you're not allowed to go there either. Part 1. Secrets you can't see. We all think we know America. Its national parks, its beaches, its tourist hotspots. But what if I told you there are places in the US so secret, so restricted, that even the most curious traveler can't visit them? Hidden on islands, buried in the desert, and locked behind high-security gates, these are the spots that only a lucky few can enter. Let's start with Area 51, Nevada. Even if you've heard the stories or seen the documentaries, you still don't know the full truth. Area 51 is the most famous secret base in the world. It's been the subject of UFO conspiracies and government cover-ups for decades. But while the world speculates about what goes on there, the truth is, no one can visit. The base is located deep in the Nevada desert, surrounded by miles of uncharted land and heavily guarded by armed military personnel. Tourists may flock to nearby towns for alien tours, but the real base is off limits to anyone who isn't authorized. And that's exactly how the government likes it. Next, we head to the Island of the Dead, off the coast of New York. This place isn't famous for its ghost stories, but it should be. Known as Heart Island, it's the city's largest cemetery, but not just for anyone. It's where the city buries the unclaimed dead, the homeless, and those who died of diseases like tuberculosis and AIDS. The public is banned from visiting, and the island is off limits to tourists. In fact, the only people allowed on the island are the inmates from nearby Rikers Island, who are tasked with digging the graves. It's a somber and mysterious place, hidden from view by both nature and law. Ever heard of North Brother Island in New York City? It's right off the Bronx and was once a quarantine hospital. Today, it's abandoned, overrun by vegetation, and completely cut off from the public. Not only is it one of the most eerie places in New York, but it's also steeped in dark history. It housed patients infected with diseases like smallpox and typhoid. The most famous case was that of Typhoid Mary, who spent years in isolation there. Now, North Brother Island is a haunting reminder of an era gone by, yet it remains closed to visitors. Now let's head to the Denver International Airport, Colorado. While the airport is an open, bustling hub for travelers, there's a whole world beneath its terminals that's locked away. Beneath the surface, many conspiracy theorists believe there's an underground city, and while the rumors about secret bunkers and hidden tunnels remain unproven, what we do know is that much of the airport's expansive underground infrastructure is completely off limits to the public. You won't find the entrances marked on any map. It's a secret world under a busy airport with restricted access to only authorized personnel. And then there's Skull Valley in Utah. This isolated area in the desert is home to a U.S. military facility where they store nuclear waste, a place that's incredibly dangerous and heavily guarded. You won't find a tour operator offering trips to Skull Valley, nor will you see any signs directing you toward it. The military controls the area, and only certain officials are allowed near it. It's one of the most restricted places in the U.S., and unless you have special clearance, it's simply off the grid. But if you think those places are strange, just wait. The next ones are even more mysterious, buried under layers of history, secrecy, and forbidden access. Where do they hide, and why can't we ever visit? Part 2. The forbidden places you didn't know existed. If you thought the places we've covered so far were unbelievable, wait until you hear about the next batch. These aren't just off limits. They're shrouded in secrecy, protected by barriers you can't even see, and when you get a glimpse of what's hidden behind these closed doors, you'll never look at the world the same way again. First, let's talk about Bohemian Grove in California. Nestled deep in the forest, Bohemian Grove is the site of a secret annual meeting held by the world's most powerful men. It's a private club for billionaires, top politicians, and business moguls, and when they meet, they conduct rituals that are off limits to everyone, even the press. The most famous part? The cremation of care, a mysterious ceremony where participants burn an effigy as a form of symbolic release. These gatherings are so secretive that even if you find your way onto the property, you'll never be allowed to stay. The gates are locked tight and the guards are serious. Next, head to the Bureau of Land Management's restricted area in Nevada. Beyond Area 51 lies another site known as Groom Lake, where military contractors test high-tech aircraft and weapons. It's such a high-security zone that no one, not even the most persistent investigators, can get close. The government refuses to acknowledge the existence of secret aircraft tested here, but rumors of of flying saucers, top-secret projects, and ultra-high-tech surveillance systems make it one of the most guarded places in the U.S. Now let's journey to the Lost Sea in Tennessee, America's largest underground lake. The entrance to this mystical spot is only accessible via guided tour, and even then, you'll be just scratching the surface. What most people don't know is
that only a small fraction of the cave system has been explored. The rest remains submerged, with only divers and researchers venturing further into its depths. But there's one thing visitors can be certain of. The deeper you go, the more the cave feels like a living entity, full of unknown chambers and waterways hidden from the public eye. Another strange location is the Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory in Illinois. As one of the top physics research facilities in the world, Fermilab explores the fundamental forces of the universe. But there's a catch. Visitors aren't allowed to wander the grounds freely. Even scientists working on groundbreaking experiments must keep their projects under wraps. With research revolving around particle accelerators and quantum mechanics, the complex remains shrouded in secrecy, with underground tunnels and labs designed to keep prying eyes away. Now, let's talk about the walled city of Kowloon. No, not in the US, but in Hong Kong. While it's not on US soil, it deserves a mention as one of the most tightly packed and secretive cities that once existed. The city was demolished in 1993, but it was infamous for its towering concrete buildings, narrow alleyways, and complete lack of government regulation. It was a place where underground crime, corruption, and chaos thrived. In its prime, no outsider could enter without being swallowed up by the maze of illegal activity and close-knit communities. Finally, Alcatraz Island, California, brings us back to the US and into the realm of the infamous. Once home to America's most notorious criminals, Alcatraz remains off-limits to the public in many ways. While tourists can visit the island and its old prison buildings, some areas, like the abandoned military fortifications and the old power plant, remain closed. What's more, rumors swirl about secret escape routes that were never found, and some of Alcatraz's dark history is still hidden in the shadows. But hold on, because the places coming up next aren't just impossible to visit, they might even be off the planet. Part 3. Hidden in plain sight, top secret places you'll never get to see. Now we're diving deeper into the mysteries of America. These are places so secretive, so heavily restricted, that not even the most curious explorers can step foot there. They're not in remote corners of the country. They're hidden right in the middle of civilization, and they're keeping the truth locked down tight. Let's start with the National Security Agency, NSA headquarters, located in Fort Meade, Maryland. We all know the NSA is the nerve center for American intelligence, but the real question is, how much of it is hidden? The headquarters covers almost 10,000 acres and operates in complete secrecy. Its cryptography and surveillance operations are some of the most advanced in the world. The entire complex is off-limits, surrounded by high fences, armed guards, and
satellite surveillance. The public can only catch glimpses of the building from a distance, and even those are rare. Only a handful of people are authorized to enter this digital fortress, and if you even think about trying to get too close, you'll be met with serious consequences. Next, we head to the Denver International Airport. Yes, this seemingly normal airport is much more than it appears. Beneath the surface, there's an underground network of tunnels and bunkers that have sparked countless conspiracy theories. Some believe it's the headquarters for a secret society. Others say it's a safe haven for the world's elite in case of a global catastrophe. Whatever the truth, the airport is hiding something, and that's what keeps it off limits. While some parts of the underground network are used for luggage transport, many areas remain locked away from the public, leaving endless speculation in their wake. Let's take a quick detour to the Shasta Trinities National Forest, California, home to the Mount Shasta base. In the rugged northern California wilderness, there are whispers of a hidden underground base beneath the mountain. Theories suggest it's an ancient alien outpost, while others believe it's a base for the US government or a combination of both. This place is so secretive that not even hikers or mountain climbers are able to explore it. Whether you believe in aliens or government conspiracies, the mystery remains. What's hiding below the surface of Mount Shasta? In Utah, we encounter a similarly mysterious location, the Dugway Proving Ground. What looks like a remote military base in the Utah desert hides some of the US military's most classified experiments. It's here that they test biological and chemical weapons, far away from prying eyes. The vast, barren landscape is deceptive. While it looks like just another stretch of desert, Dugway is off limits to civilians. The perimeter is guarded, and anyone caught trespassing faces harsh penalty. What's really happening behind those guarded gates? The truth is something the public isn't meant to know. Further west, in the Nevada desert, lies the Nevada Test Site, where the US conducted over 900 nuclear tests during the 20th century. Today, it's still off limits to civilians. The site is vast, covering 1,000 550 square miles and once served as the setting for some of the most secretive and dangerous tests in history. Though the site is not actively used for nuclear testing anymore, it's still a restricted military zone. And while it's been partially declassified in recent years, many sections remain untouched, sealed from the world, and full of untold secrets. In the heart of Washington, D.C., the Washington, D.C. Vault is rumored to house precious national treasures like the U.S. gold reserves. The public knows little about it, but speculation is rampant. What's stored below? The vault is located beneath the U.S. Treasury Department and guarded heavily. It's said to hold the country's gold supply, but the exact details of the vault's contents are classified. This is one place where even the most powerful figures in the country are kept at arm's length. The last few hidden places are the most shocking of all. These aren't just restricted by the government or hidden by nature. They're places so secret they don't even exist on most maps. Part 4: The Invisible Cities and Lost Secrets. Now let's go deeper, far beyond what we've already seen. The places we're talking about now aren't just closed to the public. They're completely invisible, hidden in ways that only a select few will ever see, and in some cases, not even the government acknowledges their existence. Let's explore the unknown. Let's begin with the Y-12 National Security Complex in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. The first thing to know about this place is that it's not a town. It's a massive nuclear facility built during World War II as part of the Manhattan Project. Here, scientists enriched uranium to build atomic bombs, the bombs that helped end the war. But today, it's still active and still secretive. The complex houses some of the most dangerous materials on Earth, yet it remains hidden behind miles of fences and armed guards. Only a select number of workers have access, and the public is forbidden from getting anywhere near it. If you wanted to even see it, you'd have to fly in by helicopter. Next up is the United States Bullion Depository, better known as Fort Knox in Kentucky. You've heard the stories about gold, but did you know that the vault holds more than just precious metal? Beneath its heavy security lies a treasure trove of history, rare artifacts, government documents, and possibly even secret treasures hidden by the military. It's impossible for regular citizens to visit, and even elected officials rarely get access to the vault's deepest corners. And despite all the rumors surrounding it, Fort Knox remains one of the most highly secure and tightly guarded places in the world. Moving on, let's travel to the Homestead Crater in Utah, a place you would never guess holds such secrets. This natural geothermal spring is located inside a giant dome, and while it looks like a regular scenic spot, it actually hides a massive underground resort and spa. No one is allowed inside the cave without permission, and the resort itself is so remote that it only caters to a few select visitors. This hidden sanctuary has been kept under wraps for years, tucked inside the mountain like a well-kept secret. In Wyoming, there's a place called the National Wildlife Refuge, home to the Cheyenne River Army Depot, an abandoned military base. It was once a secure storage facility for military weapons and ammunition, but today it's a sprawling wasteland and an area shrouded in secrecy. The property, though unused, is completely off limits to civilians, patrolled by federal agents, and the legacy of what's hidden beneath the surface remains one of the country's biggest military secrets. You may never hear about it unless you're a part of the Defense Department. Then, there's the mysterious White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico, a huge military testing ground. White Sands is surrounded by miles of restricted airspace and guarded territory. People have long speculated about what goes on there, from rocket tests to extraterrestrial activity. It's rumored to be where the government conducts secret experiments, including nuclear testing and intercontinental missile tests. While the public can tour some areas of the surrounding space, the core of the site remains under heavy lock and key, making it one of the most forbidden places in America. Finally, North Sentinel Island, located in the Bay of Bengal, is perhaps one of the most protected and isolated places on Earth, but its story is just as mysterious. Technically, it's not part of the U.S., but it holds significance. The Sentinelese people have lived on the island for thousands of years, untouched by modern civilization. No one is allowed to visit, not even researchers. If you try to approach the island, you'll be met with arrows and hostility. The Indian government has long enforced strict laws to protect the indigenous tribe and keep others from violating their space. The island remains a living time capsule, where civilization never reached. But what if the most hidden places aren't even on Earth at all? Next, we'll reveal secret locations that are out of this world, buried beneath the ice and beyond the atmosphere. Part 5. Beyond the Earth, the Ultimate Secrets. If you think the places we've already uncovered are wild, wait until you hear about the ultimate secrets, the ones so hidden that they reach beyond our world. Some of these places were designed to stay secret. Others are so extreme, they might as well be on another planet. Let's start with the Pine Gap facility in Australia, a remote and highly classified joint operation between the US and Australian governments. Located deep in the desert, Pine Gap is a satellite surveillance base responsible for intercepting global communications, including military intelligence and diplomatic secrets. It's so secretive that no one outside of the top officials has a clear picture of what goes on. What do we know? It's rumored to play play a crucial role in monitoring space. Yes, space. And no, you can't visit. The entire facility is surrounded by thick fences, military personnel, and electronic jamming systems. Now, let's get even more out there. Not on Earth, but far above it. The International Space Station, ISS, once a symbol of international cooperation, now a highly restricted, high-tech scientific hub. While you might think of astronauts as the only people who can visit, getting to the ISS isn't as simple as hopping on a rocket. The selection process is extremely strict, with only a handful of people chosen each year, but even that's just the beginning. The ISS houses classified government technology and research that the public isn't privy to. You can't just visit. Even NASA's most dedicated researchers have to jump through complex hoops to work on the ISS. Heading back to Earth, let's explore the most mysterious underground city you'll never see, the Cueva de los Tallos, hidden deep in the jungle of Ecuador. Known to only a select few explorers, this massive cave system has drawn attention from archaeologists, treasure hunters, and conspiracy theorists alike. What makes it so secret? Some believe it was built by ancient civilizations and that it holds knowledge or treasure dating back thousands of years. In the 1970s, an expedition claimed to have discovered strange metallic objects and intricate carvings inside, but the government quickly shut down the research. No one knows what's really there, and no one is allowed to find out. But some secrets don't stay buried, even when we try to hide them in space or underground. Take the Vandenberg Air Force Base, California. While Cape Canaveral may be the face of space launches, Vandenberg plays a critical and secret role. It's used for classified satellite launches and missile testing. The base is off limits to civilians, and even most military personnel are kept in the dark about certain operations. Rumor has it that high-tech experiments, military reconnaissance, and potentially even secret space programs are conducted behind locked doors. And like many other secretive sites, if you're caught trying to get too close, well, let's just say the consequences aren't worth it. And if you think that's the most classified space-related location, consider Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico. This is where the atomic bomb was first developed during World War II. Since then, Los Alamos has been the epicenter of nuclear research. Its scientists continue to develop cutting-edge technology, with much of their work classified. Some of the most sensitive nuclear weapons research happens underground at Los Alamos, behind the highest security walls in the country. It's so secret that even some members of Congress have limited access to its records. You can't visit, you can't tour it, and you sure as heck can't get near it. Finally, let's end with the Mount Rushmore of secret places. The bunker at Mount Rushmore, buried beneath the iconic granite faces of 4 U.S. presidents, is a massive underground complex. This was originally designed as a safe haven for government officials in case of national emergency. While it was never fully completed, the idea was that this bunker could withstand a nuclear attack, making it one of the most protected sites in the U.S. Today, the government doesn't acknowledge the bunker, and no one is allowed near it. If it exists, it remains buried, an untold story beneath. A famous landmark. If these secret places blew your mind, hit that like button. It helps more than you think. Subscribe for more hidden truths, mysteries, and locations you can't get anywhere else. And drop a comment. Which hidden place shocked you the most? Because we're not done uncovering the secrets the world doesn't want you to see.